All right. So go ahead and introduce yourselves to the students.
Name.
Yeah, name, like anything you want to say, like, you know, a few sentences.
Hi everybody, happy Sunday. I'm Michael Jonas. I am a small business and nonprofit attorney. I have a firm called Narwhal Law and Business Strategy. I do community business law, so help a lot of folks in this stage and then help folks scale as well. So I'm really excited to be here and to hear your pitches today.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Travis Woodland. I'm the Director for Innovation and Intellectual Property at PSU, which means that I get to spend a lot of my time working with faculty and students, primarily graduate students, to help them figure out what research that's happening on campus might be something we could turn into a commercial product, and then help them figure out the best way to do that, help them file intellectual property, work on licensing agreements, and really try to make sure that what's happening here at PSU gets out in the world. I help them with startups, and I'm very happy to be here working with the CE and some early stage entrepreneurs to help get you on your footing and hopefully further down the process.
Hi, my name is Peter Wilburton. My company is ProTech Solutions. We do luxury residential technology stuff. And I just like being a part of this community down here and helping y'all try and find your footing in things and hopefully bring a different perspective, because we don't do things with computers, we do things with people's houses.
Last afternoon, my name is Jocelyn Rice. I am an artist, a designer, a small apparel designer, and a small business owner. I have a small apparel brand called Black Earth United. It's focused on the Black American experience outside, regenerative design principles, so I don't believe in scaling. I believe that we have enough in the world, and so how do we start from a place of like what is enough for us, and then work from that point, and then I teach young Black and brown youth how to design in that space as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Denise and I'm with Life to Launch. We are a next generation accelerator located right here upstairs, and we are all about transforming the life and career launching system, creating a whole new ecosystem, connecting workforce, education, community, and youth, and letting youth lead how the life and launch process will innovate in the future. So, looking forward to the pitches.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm just going to reiterate like what I sent out a little bit earlier. You know, these students have just been working for basically a day and a half on what you're going to listen to right now. So the idea is to ask them engaging questions, ask thoughtful questions about it, like, you know, like get them to think a little bit more about their idea, provide supportive and constructive feedback. I've given you a judging rubric, so there's like questions underneath that can help you define. It's just like a point system. They've also had this all day, so they have designed their pitches around this rubric, so it should match. And just to encourage a positive learning environment, so they're going to pitch for 5 minutes. It'll be timed, and then ask a question.
Yeah, so with the judging rubric, just to make scoring easier, you have the team name. Of course, write the team name, please. And then, like, you're after the Q&A, when you're mulling through the hard decisions you're making, do me a favor and just tally up the scores, write it next to the team name, and put a little circle around it. So it'll be like ATS Solutions, 14 circle, or whatever, just so we can quickly score.
You guys have any questions? Pretty straightforward. Are you excited? Yeah. They've worked really hard. It's been an amazing weekend so far. They've done a lot. You can see all the paper all around the room. They've been working really hard.
Okay. So what we started on is ideation on problems to solve. We did not want them to create solutions that didn't have problems. So we started from, let's find some problems that need solving. So we did brainstorming on that, and we came up with 3 categories. One is community on campus, on a commuter campus. The second is transportation at PSU. And the third is barriers to the job market. So we have 4 teams, and We had 2 that were doing community, but that other team was, we had 5, so we lost 1 team this morning. So we have 1 team working on transportation at PSU. We have 2 teams working on barriers into the job market, and we have 1 team working on community on a commuter campus. So they started on Friday. Friday was just coming up with the problems that they're going to solve and choosing which team they want to work on. Saturday, yesterday, we went through the customer discovery process, going out and doing mock interviews of potential users. And then yesterday afternoon, we went through the business model campus. And then today, just for a few hours, they've been taught how to pitch. So they've just had a couple of hours of putting pitches together and trying to address everything that you may be asking about, everything that's on the judge's rubric. They have 5 minutes each. I will let them slide a little bit over that, but not whole minutes over that. They've all been practicing and they're getting pretty close. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I put the 14 names here for you because you need to write them on your sheet, and it might be hard to catch it halfway through a pitch. You might forget which one it was. So do I have a volunteer to go first? Who would like to go first? Evans, that's awesome. Come on up. I'll be back behind that camera, so if you see me waving frantically, you're over. There you go.
Welcome. Did you know that more than 75% of job applicants and their applications are never seen due to applicant tracking systems? For instance, a senior here at Portland State University named Emma, who works tirelessly, going to school full-time, working part-time, and volunteering for professional experience, dedicating her time, her life, her energy, applying to multiple jobs, tailoring every single resume and every single cover letter with no response. Imagine how that feels. And knowing that it's not because they lack skill or motivation, it's because a computer is stopping her application from reaching a human to begin with. ATS primarily stops applicants due to format, missing keywords, and pretty much overcomplication in their resumes. With higher competition now more than ever, hiring managers are filtering through hundreds, if not thousands, of applicants for one position. Therefore, it's incredibly crucial that we understand how to use ATS to get interviews, be seen, and get hired. There are complex and diverse needs for every student trying to get a career started. There are students who are not so tech savvy, who don't even know or have never heard of ATS systems to begin with. There are first generation students who might not be connected with professional mentors, as well as maybe a business student, or aspiring creatives with more visual portfolios that are not ATS friendly, and really anyone who just lacks the knowledge of what it takes to push through this AI barrier. That's where we come in at ATS Advantage. My name is Evan, I'm one of the co-founders. This is my business partner Max and my other business partner Yarrow. And we are here to provide a real solution to this problem, to ensure that students are seen, they're heard, and they're hired. We plan on doing this through a newsletter campaign and a network support system that informs and educates students on what ATS is, what you need to know to push through that barrier, and restore a human connection in this digital age to ensure that we feel supported in this process that can sometimes feel so demoralizing.
So, ATS Advantage will have 3 main pillars. The first one is tailored content. We plan to provide this service to different universities, and each one has their own specific needs. We also plan to have professional insights, contacting hiring professionals and seeing what information they want applicants to have. And the third one is strategic guidance. In addition to the information that we provide, we also want to provide step-by-step instruction and recommendations so that students are well equipped for their job searches.
What if we could change Emma's story? And really, how would we do that? To translate her passion into keywords, her experiences into algorithms, and ultimately her potential into opportunity, Emma is not alone, and we must do it together, along with the many other students who are in the same situation. We plan on doing that through local university partnerships, starting right here first and foremost at Portland State University, and collecting insider knowledge through local professionals like our amazing judges here today with real-world lived experience that can impact and make lives better for students. And again, restoring a sense of dignity and humanity, a human connection in this process of capitalism.
So, some key metrics that we will collect for this newsletter campaign. The first one will be engagement rate, making sure that the students from these different collaborations are opening up their emails and being able to consume all of their information. Another one is ATS pass rate, how the success rate of getting past that ATS stage to the interview stage, and also recording the new partnerships that we make and seeing how many people use the different resources that we provide in our newsletters. And so, what does our roadmap look like? First is the initial consultation, talking to different universities and hiring partners. Then we will consolidate the information and kick off our program, delivering newsletters in the upcoming fall. And then after that, we'll use that accumulated information to review and scale, potentially building a website and additional tools for our systems. So let's give.
Is ready.
Who's
to
ready?
give students an ATS advantage.
We'll do Q&A for 5 minutes.
I always have questions, sorry. First of all, good job. Finding a job is one of the most important things, right? I was confused a little bit about the name. So is it that ATS exists as a pre-existing software? Your name is ATS Advantage, so you're basically giving the student the ability to forego or do better when their resume is searched. Is that what it is? And then, so 2-part question, sorry, there's that, and then there's also, what if the employer is not using ATS? Does your company still have?
Great, so
relevance?
yeah, to follow up on your first question, you're absolutely correct. So that's exactly what we are, ATS Advantage, providing an advantage to job seekers to understand what ATS is, how to push through those barriers. When it comes to identifying what employers are using ATS, these days, most large companies are. Smaller companies, it is a question. And having transparency is one of the problems. So ideally, longer term, we would hope to have a database where we can have that publicly posted for companies so people know, what that process is.
So we definitely know there are a lot of different systems out there, and part of our outreach is gathering all that information together. So we'll learn about other systems besides ATS systems and other needs that need to be addressed.
Hey, excellent job, excellent start. I'm wondering a couple of things. There's a lot of places at universities like career centers that try to help students polish up resumes or just rate them. Are they not already doing some of this? Is this something that you
That's a
found a
great question.
unique issue that we're not doing already?
You are again correct. We are speaking from our own lived experience, and that is where our passion comes from. We can attend these resume workshops and learn a basic format, but generally, I think because of the moving dynamics of what this is, with AI being integrated into business today, there's a lot of unknowns. It's an unprecedented space. Institutions, I think, lack the knowledge and information themselves. They don't really know themselves what to say or what to do. We don't know what businesses are using AI or not. There's a lot of questions that still need to get answered, and I think what we are most motivated to do is start these conversations and start to find those answers, which will carry your question forwards to as well.
Oh, one thing I wanted to add on top of that. For example, for Portland State University, they do provide workshops, but students have to be active and engage those workshops. What we want to do is we want the information to be more widespread, so that's why we're pitching this newsletter to get that first idea into the students' focus. You know, even if it's in the subject line, they're now aware of ATS systems.
Okay. Do you imagine a future where you actually actively look at an existing resume rather than giving someone information to help them improve their own?
Yes,
You know,
so
get in an arms race with the AIs, the AI systems?
Yes, definitely. We plan to have that in our next steps. So initially, getting information and providing information through our newsletter. After we've collected information about how people respond to that, and maybe even feedback from that, we will then want to scale up and provide different outlets of information. So just besides the newsletter, we could also build up a website and maybe have an online tool that will do automatic ATS parsing rather than going to like some other strange website we found on Google. We want to be a more credible source for it.
This is great, thank you. I'm seeing a lot of, obviously your service is targeted to job seekers, but hiring is in fact a two-way street. There are employers as well. Is there any part of your plan that involves engagement with the people that run these ATSs?
I'll speak to that. I recently was in a meeting actually with a hiring manager here in Portland who works for Columbia, and spoke with her directly about what ATS systems they use. And it is so important to have those conversations because each business is looking for something uniquely different than the next. So that is also an issue with creating these barriers due to bias. So automatically applicants are being filtered through bias. Where is that bias coming from and why? So definitely having more engaged conversations with employers is something that I think we would love to do. And we would love introductions to any employers that you might know to have some of those conversations. Thank you for your question. It's a great insight.
That's all we have time for. We'll start from this side and go that way. Let's have PSU Park, come on up.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So, did you know that 35% of downtown Portland office spaces sit vacant while PSU students and faculty face daily parking struggles? PSU students face, PSU Park offers a win-win solution connecting students to available corporate parking and transforming a campus headache to a streamlined experience for all. So, students and staff face three major parking challenges when on campus. The first would being limited availability. There aren't enough parking spaces during peak hours. Second would be high costs. Downtown Portland's parking fees add an extra strain to students' already tight budgets. And the third would be peak time chaos. Everyday students waste valuable time circling lots, adding stress and frustration to their schedules. Parking is a major challenge in the downtown areas, with 35% of office space sitting vacant. Our solution, which is PSU Park, provides an innovative way to connect commuters with these underutilized corporate parking spaces. The key features of our system are real-time availability of parking spots, ability to make advanced reservations, affordable rates compared to other downtown options, and personalized preference to meet each user's needs. This intuitive mobile app makes finding and reserving parking quick and easy, and helps reduce congestion and make commute more convenient. Our app is designed to serve a large customer base of 25,000 people amongst the PSU community. This includes students, faculty, and staff who need better parking options. 89% of commuters express daily frustration with the current parking situation, indicating a strong need for our solution. Our analysis shows that we can offer parking at a 40% lower rate than downtown, which provides a significant cost saving for our customers. These data points demonstrate there's a huge underserved market that is eager for the kind of parking solution that we are providing. Our unique value proposal is that we are the Airbnb for parking. We transform unused corporate parking spaces into affordable parking for the PSU community. We have three key components in our offer. Corporate partners, which is where we're leveraging underutilized corporate spaces after hours to provide parking. Smart platform, we offer seamless reservation and payment systems for our parking spots. And PSU savings, we provide discounted parking rates for students, faculty, and at PSU. This allows us to offer a convenient and cost-effective parking solution for the PSU community, while also keeping our corporate partners making use of their unused parking spaces. Our app generates revenue through a variety of streams, including reservation fees, premium subscriptions, and corporate partnerships. So the reservation fees are per booking commission we earn on each parking transaction made through our app. We also offer premium subscription plans for frequent parkers, which provide added benefits like priority and discounts. In addition, we generate revenue through corporate partnerships with space owners and local businesses. They pay us a partnership fee to be featured on our platform, and we have a shared revenue model where our corporate partners are also benefiting financially from increased traffic to location through our app. Campus presence is key to reaching our target audience at PSU for PSU students and staff. We'll distribute flyers, put up posters, and host promotional events on campus to raise awareness. The digital launch of PSU Park platform on both iOS and Android app stores will allow us to reach a wider range of audience. We'll run targeted marketing campaigns to drive downloads and adoption of the app, and strategic partnerships with key campus and location organizations will help expand our reach and credibility. Collaborating with PSU transportation and parking services, as well as promote businesses like Big Pink, Washington Plaza, Point Center, and the Bridge will give us access to new users and locations. The key success metrics we're tracking for this business include active users, monthly bookings, user ratings, and month-over-month growth. We're aiming for 5,000 active users within the first 6 months as our target. Our goal is to reach 15,000 monthly bookings which represents our desired reservation volume. We want to maintain our user rating of 4.5 or higher, reflecting a strong customer satisfaction. And we're targeting 35% month-over-month growth rate for user acquisition. These metrics will help us measure and monitor the performance and success of the businesses we scale. How you can help us achieve our goals. First, ignite PSU student engagement. Partner with us to offer mentorships, internships, and project opportunities for PSU students. And then unlock corporate partnerships for parking spaces. Connect with us with corporations to utilize underutilized parking spaces for PSU students and staff. Thank you.
Very good. We'll go ahead and start Q&A, starting from the other side.
That was really wonderful and creative and thoughtful. I'm curious if you can expand a little bit on your model. I'm like trying to understand the revenue portion and what's the cost of parking currently, how are you all going to, how is it going to be less for people, I guess, is what I'm trying to figure out the numbers in my head.
I can get started. So right now, the corporations, there's a 35% vacancy of offices in the downtown area. And right now, those spaces are being utilized, so there's zero revenue for these employers. And we already have for example, I used to pay $15 for 6 hours. So what we are trying to negotiate with the employers is instead of having zero revenue, zero money for those spaces, we can actually look at maybe for 5 hours how much every person is paying here, and we just reduce it by 40%. So that's what benefit is.
Thank you.
I hear corporate partnerships. In my experience, that's more like building management and real estate than it is corporate employer sorts of things. Is there something specific about how you want to target those as two specific vectors?
I can go ahead. So for real estate, some of them could be real estate, like the first example I mentioned, but we also have employers who actually have maybe 5 days remote. So actually, people actually not using the parking spaces, but they are actually allocated to specific employers. So the building managers already they already receive revenue for that, but employers are not. They already have it.
So the model, have you seen this model? Number one, amazing, this is so needed. And since I work down here now too, parking is this undercurrent vibe that it is expensive. And we want to keep students down here. So have you seen this model in different cities with your research?
No.
Okay, well that's
Not yet.
not yet, okay, so that's awesome. Probably more research and also scalability is incredible. And what about user acquisition? How do you see, what's the platform? Is the technology going to be easy to create? And then how are you how do you find your customers to start using it? I'll go into a little bit more detail. I know you talked a little bit about it.
Yes. So as we're finding business partnerships, we're going to need to talk with landlords, real estate owners of those lots and businesses. We're going to need help. Basically, need help with that. To initiate that contact, and then with the university.
Through clubs and
Yeah, just to add to that, we can also connect with probably computer science department who actually have the resources the students. Maybe they will even want work on projects maybe for an internship with us in terms of building the application. So at the end of the day, like we are like collaborating with them, and they can actually like be part of like a personnel business for the back end of the office.
Is there still time?
Yes.
I'm understanding the mechanism, like an app, right? I think what I would love to know, and maybe you didn't think about it yet, and that's okay, is how does the app that I'm looking at know that there's a space available in that place? So I need a space, you know, sometimes lots will say full or 3 spaces available, but when we have one app for all of these openings, have you thought about the best way possible to know where all those openings are?
Yes, so we're gonna like count all of the spaces like everywhere, right? And so when you go into the app, right, you're gonna say, okay, so there's these available spots, right? And so I have a class at this time, so I need a parking space by this time. And so it's gonna show you like the nearest parking spots where you're trying to go. And so you click that, now it's gonna show you how many of the available spots. So now when you go to purchase a spot, it's not like you're gonna say, okay, well, I'm purchasing parking spot 1, and there's like, no, but you're guaranteed a spot when you go to that parking garage that you're gonna have a spot in there. Is that what I'm saying? And so as those parking spots are getting bought out, their numbers is gonna be reducing. And so once a parking space is full, that's no longer gonna be even on the list that's shown. So it's only gonna show the ones that are available.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
We're out of time, sorry. Great job. Do you want to put a question in there real quick?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you thought about sort of you have 40% reduced, which I'm sure is a soft number right now, you figured that out. If you thought about, a lot of those buildings are pretty far away from PSU, and whether or not there's sort of a sliding scale based on the additional distance you might have to go, and if you expand beyond students, everyone's coming to PSU in this particular model, but you expand your customer demographics, if where they want to go and how far away the parking spot is, might have some differential pricing that incentivizes them to park farther away. Just to think about.
Oh, interesting. All right, thank you. From coming up with the problem to solve and developing a solution and learning how to build a business model and okay. Pardon? This is Simply Connect. I can start your time when you start.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hello everybody, and the good question especially for PSU students. Have you ever felt lost at PSU, not knowing where to find events, clubs, or help? Exactly. PSU students have a lot of resources, but everything is scattered. Staying connected is hard, and many miss out. Only 54% graduate in 6 years, which is less than the 60% national average. Our target students are those the campus connectors, the time-strapped achievers, and international mingers. What they need is campus connectors are looking for ways to find friends, discover events, and collaborate beyond the classrooms. Time-strapped achievers, they need efficient tools that help them stay informed, grow professionally, and still have time for meaningful social connections. And the international main girls, they are seeking belonging, cultural connections, and clear access to support. Right now, they are all piecing these needs together across campus, apps, and platforms. Currently, students are so overwhelmed. Information is scattered across emails, Discords, Instagram page, and the bulletin boards. Important events and opportunities slip through cracks simply because there is no single place to find them. This also leads to fragmented campus community. People want to connect, but there is no central hub that brings everyone together. So as a result, we lose out on social connections, professional growth, and belonging. These are not small problems. They impact retention, mental health, and graduation outcomes. Simply Connect directly addresses these pain points by centralizing connections. Okay, the current platforms do not solve the real problems. Campus groups aren't student-friendly, and apps like Discord or Facebook scatter students across too many spaces. And thus, this led to many students to feel lost, missing out on events, resources, and opportunities. And to solve this, we created an app and a website called Simply Connect. And Simply Connect helps students by making friends, finding resources, and stay updated. And everything is in only one place. On the main page, you will see reels where students post blogs, projects, and creative ideas. And when you swipe to left, to see or promote events and stuff that's happening. And if you swipe to right, is to chat with the students in your major directly or join classes group chats via QR code. Plus, we also get PSU alerts and notifications so new upcoming or news, so you never miss out things that are happening on campus, which is safely and easily.
Thank you. This is an example of what the homepage might look like. So in the center, you see a flash mob. It's a viral video that maybe perhaps PSU students created in the park blocks. And when you swipe, as she mentioned, you see news, aggregation of calendars, clubs, everything, and then on the other side, you can connect with friends. How will we do this? Well, we have many campus channels that we can leverage, and the collaboration will include a launch through those and release. We'll have a very organized release on iOS and Android with strong social campaigns and grow through partnerships with departments, student orgs, and local businesses. With more time or questions, I can happily explain the broader side of our tech plan. And we start with students and the computer action team, we call them CAT, and the Messy College of Engineering and Computer Science students. They can help and maintain the app so that it stays student-driven. Faculty and staff participation along with small connection-based class assignments bring it into academic life. When we then partner with athletic departments, event services, and PSU Eats. We can unify the sports, campus activities, and social spaces. There are also many other groups and stakeholders we can talk with. We already have like the virtual Viking newsletter, the Vanguard, student government, etc. Measuring our success will look like a 7% increase in graduation rates due to happiness and connection. Hopefully a 10% rise in applications to PSU if it grows traction outside of here. And a 5% boost in event attendance, including sports, etc. And on a technical level, perhaps 65% of actively registered students as daily active users. Who's our team? Well, we have Sabrine, who will specialize in local business and PSU team communication, and Siham, marketing and planning, and I'm Gina again, we'll do technical operations. And what you can do for us is to talk to your local clubs, student resource centers, and faculty to petition for the Simply Connect app and tool, which you will see very soon. Improving graduation, applications, and engagement together means one thing. When students feel connected, they stay. Simply Connect makes that happen. Thanks.
Q&A, feel free to start it from anywhere you want.
You mentioned all of the other apps that people are using, the social media apps and everything else. Are you planning on tapping into currently existing groups and clubs and trying to pull in that information, or asking people to wholesale ship to this new app?
That is a good question that I thought about version 1, hopefully the API aggregation on a technical level, which just means pulling in the existing information into one timeline. And then eventually it would be great, if we have a whole nother repository for like the side that the users don't see, where everyone can input their information.
For sustainability, that this is so needed, and how do you think sustainability meaning, it doesn't have to always be financial, but it's a lot of work to do this, so I just be curious about that.
Financial,
Like is it going to be funded by a sponsorship, or is it going to be integrated into the PSU system that internships take are the school, like, what would that look like to keep this sustainable moving forward?
First, when you're trying to build the app, there's a lot of IT volunteers at PSU, and we can ask if they can volunteer in our app and help with us, and also it can be good for their experience and resume. And later on, to maintain it and sustain it, we can hold the local business owners here, where we can advertise their business. When you're scrolling down, you can see their business, what kind of areas foods exist here, and also we can ask PSU for a budget for the employees that are going to be hired, and this will be our funding.
Can you talk a little bit about, you mentioned a couple of times, I'm just curious about the data around increasing graduation rates and where that came from, and because you leaned on that a couple of times, so I'm just,
Yeah, sure. By creating the chat that we discussed about when you swipe to the left, you will directly talk to students who are the same department as you, and this can help you to graduate earlier because some of us, we experience a little bit difficulty accessing to our advisors right away. And you are having problem and you want to register and you don't know what to do. And you're a beginner here at PSU. So then this app can let you to talk with your mentors, your peer directly, and it can help you very quickly and easily. And the other thing is that when you're scrolling in your feeds, people will share their ideas. There's a lot of departments at PSU where they are creating, they can be interior building, when they're creating beautiful things, or art building, architecture. When they're sharing their progress through reels, you will say, oh, I'm very interested here, so let me follow this person and talk to them if I can join them. And this can help us to improve our career and then be very experienced before we graduated. Did that answer your question?
What if someone says, I don't want my Facebook or Instagram to be tied to my student experience? How would you respond to that? Or
I didn't have, that's a good, actually, thought. I didn't have plans for integrating your personal accounts, but a lot of clubs and organizations have like several, sometimes they'll have like several Instagrams or several Discords, or there's even this thing called Piazza that some classes use for anonymous threads. So it would be more PSU-based personal, I guess you call it business accounts or something. Yeah. Is that what you asked?
yeah, or just, is one person posting questions about the curriculum and then someone else is posting gym advice?
Okay.
I just kind of thinking about.
For that question, maybe this time with your algorithm, it can change. For example, when you're scrolling on the Instagram, every person is right now open their Instagram, their feed is different. Because with an algorithm, what you watch and which videos you watch more, which one you're interested, which one you like, this time your algorithm can be the same what you want it to. And this can help people. At first, yeah, maybe there will be different kind of options, but this time with the algorithm, it's only going to show you what part of area you're interested in. So this will help you to build your own.
Probably at the time. I just want to make one quick comment. I love your front screen where you had all the welcome stuff on there. We were just talking before about the death of AOL, which probably won't start big to any of you. But having a MySpace sort of, this is the stuff you should be into this week sounds awesome. I think you're thinking about the sustainability of this as a platform, how it's funded, how it keeps kind of its core integrity without becoming a bunch of spam and coupon hooks or whatever. That's probably going to be the hardest part, but if you've got some people in IT or MCACs that are willing to take that on and keep it up to date, you might have a good chance. I hope you get there.
Great. Thank you very much. Our final team is called Project Exchange.
Hello everyone, my name is Patrick and Shakina. Together we're representing the Project Kickstart program to tackle one of the biggest challenges facing today, the skill gap, expectations between employers and students.
Over half of employers say that new graduates are not prepared yet to enter the workforce, while just as many students admit they lack the practical experience and skills needed before graduating. The result, a widening disconnect between education and industry needs. Students leave school without the portfolios, networks, and confidence to begin their careers, while employers struggle to find qualified talent. This gap leaves both sides frustrated and opportunities unrealized.
Our solution is a curated in-person event that redefines how students and employers connect. Instead of resumes or interviews, talent is demonstrated through action. Students join employer-led projects matched to their goals, gaining mentorship and feedback in real time. Employers see how students think, communicate, and solve problems, building relationships that often extend beyond the event. It's a showcase and a proving ground. We serve three core audiences: students seeking meaningful experience, employers eager to identify early talents, and educators modernizing learning outcomes. The Project Exchange program brings them together in one environment built on mentorship, and shared goals.
Our mission is to close the skill gap by aligning education with industry through immersive collaboration. Project Exchange centers three pillars: applied projects, job-ready skill development, and innovation through teamwork. Students gain practical expertise and soft skills while building relationships with employers. Engaging employers is key to this success. We highlight the value of early access to emerging talent, mentorship, and low-risk evaluation. Through industry events and targeted outreach, we invite companies and small businesses to lead projects. Afterwards, they leave with insights, completed projects, and new relationships with emerging talent.
Success is tracked through active projects, engagement, and internship conversions, feedback from students and employers. We will use this feedback and metrics to refine the program and kind of get an idea of the return on investment for all the participants. Our growth strategy deepens impact and scales reach. We embed the program into university curricula, recruit employers at industry events, and run targeted digital campaigns. With each event, our impacts will expand, building a more capable, connected workforce.
Our financial model is built for sustainability. Employers pay to participate and access talent. Placement fees align incentives with successful outcomes, while investments in logistics and outreach ensure each event delivers lasting value. We're uniting educators, employers, and students to bridge the gap between learning and doing. Join us in building the future one project at a time.
And that is our
I'll start in my world that I live in. Is there a certain, I'll start on a high level, is there a certain industry that you're going to start with? Because there's industries and clusters that you're going to start to focus in first in this process?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we probably start within like tech industry where like computer science is very, people are graduating with really high graduation rates with very low job placements. So industries where that big, but there's a big gap like that, we would probably start with there to, and then reach out to further industries from there.
Yeah, most likely what we would be doing is we would be aligning department areas with associated industries. And then those departments would also help kind of disseminate and do outreach to people who might be looking at those industries and career paths.
I really like the project collaboration. I like they're both working on it together. I think that's a really smart way to do the event. So congratulations on your solution.
Thank you.
In your model, would the student or graduate somehow be getting paid, or is it considered a mentorship program? I ask you that because when I was young, I did like 9 unpaid internships, and nowadays, pretty much everyone wants to get paid, and part of that is that it's hard to survive with bills. So I guess my question is, like, someone who's already really busy, would the employer be asked to have paid programming, or how would that financial piece work?
So that's a good question. We are thinking about like doing a payment that's like a bit below market rate, so that way people can get paid for the time, but also employers see less of a risk factor in using their time for this kind of an event.
So is it, how long, I guess, I don't know if I missed it, but is this, it seemed to me like a new spin on like a job fair kind of thing? Or is it like an event? To me sounds like it's a stuck moment in time, not something that would require payment because it's a long-term relationship. So is it just a moment in time, a day, or is this like a long-term kind of relationship that's being built between the employer and potential employees?
So when we originally conceptualized this idea, we were looking at longer projects that might align with a good term. So people would apply to essentially work on a contract with an employer. And then we kind of distilled it down to more of an event, so maybe looking at either like a day or a weekend long event with more time-bound project challenges.
So are you
This
looking
current model.
It is like HR, or are you thinking like I know you said tech, but I don't know tech. So like I'm a design student and I'm wanting to work for Columbia Sportswear, so I want to target the design department, or are you working with HR?
So it would essentially be like the employer would develop a project proposal, right? And then that would be matched with like a university department. So let's say you are a student and you're studying design, right? Then your department might have there's a design focused project. But another employer might be like, I'm really interested, I have a communications project, right? And they could submit a project proposal for a communications project, and that would just be matched with whatever university department is the best fit. It would make it easy for students to locate. There'll also be like an online interface too for this, where students could then kind of look at, what are the different potential things that I could engage with at like a larger event.
I love the idea that this is an event, but I think that a lot of employers don't have a lot of flexibility to move the time constraints of their projects. How do you match willing